Fellow Biafrans, ladies and gentlemen, I greet you home and abroad, wherever you are listening to my voice. I welcome you to Biafra Universal TV. This moment, I want you to listen attentively and carefully make use of what you are going to hear for your own good and for the good of others. As it stands this very moment, without taking much of your time, the Nigeria Army Chief Defense, that is General Christopher Musafa, or Christopher Musa, have come up trying to be sincere from his own side that the insecurity in Nigeria is too much. And that has led to asymmetric war. And when you talk of asymmetric war, which means the war that you don't know who is your enemy and who is your friend. And that is the kind of war that is going on in Nigeria today. That you will arrest somebody now, or you go to the village to gather information and the rest, and nobody will be willing to pay attention to whatever you are saying. Everybody will say there is nothing like that, because Nigerian military's image have been dented. Everybody sees Nigerian military to be a terrorist. So for this reason, information should not be given to them, because they join the bandits and the terrorists killing Nigerians everywhere. So he made it clear that they are being denied information by the citizens of Nigeria because of the banditry activities and terrorism activities going on in Nigeria as the result of bad governance, bad governance that brought the activities of terrorism or terrorists and bandits in Nigeria. I'm heading somewhere. So, and then when once they deny to give you useful information, as you turn your back, they have brought out their weapons and shoot you. You will die. And that is asymmetric war. That if it were to be war that is going on between country and the country, it is a different war. That one is fair. That one is better. But this asymmetric war is very dangerous to fight it. And it's not what you will send one person to go and fight. And that was when the journalist asked General Musa, a question. Why is it so that you cannot be in your office, or Nigerian militaries cannot be in their barrack where they are supposed to be? And that's where they are meant to be. But they are taking the activities of policemen in the street, in the communities, and various places. He was trying to say that it's not as if they are taking the militaries are taking the activities of police. But because what is happening in Nigeria today is very dangerous. And it is not only what policemen can solve or can fight. And that is why they decided to help police to see how the problem can be solved. Now, I want to ask Musa a question before I continue. Musa have time and time again accused Simon Ekpa of terrorism, genocide, banditry, all kinds of evil. There's nothing that General Musa have not spoken against Simon Ekpa. Now, why is it so that the same General Musa in his speeches did not mention Simon Ekpa's name and did not mention Biafran's name? Since some of Nigerians and some Biafrans thought that Nigeria government and their militaries doesn't know what they are doing, that Biafrans and Simon Ekpa have no hand in the terrorism and banditry going on in Nigeria. But rather, the Nigerian soldiers and Tinubu, who is hailing terrorist, praising terrorist, are the one funding and backing up terrorism today in Nigeria to make sure that Biafra land is not spared. And this is why they are laying all manner of allegations on Simon Ekpa and Biafran agitators, which have no hand in anything that have to do with the killings in Nigeria. So we proceed as they continue asking him a question. Now, what do you think that led to banditry? He said, Musa said that banditry comes in as the result of joblessness, and that is criminality. So, and hunger. When somebody is hungry and he has no food to eat, he does not have any job, and he will devise a means to get something to eat. Otherwise, he will die. So the next thing is to go into stealing, to take what does not belong to him. And at the same time, he will look at how lucrative the business of terrorism or terrorist is. And the person will join bandits to be kidnapping people, raping people, and doing all sorts of evil against the citizens. And from that very banditry, then now they will move to terrorism because they go stage by stage. So criminal is a junior officer. To be an armed robber in Nigeria, which means you're a junior officer. So now, when you move to banditry, you become a bandit. So which means you are promoted to maybe call it a general or AIG. So now you're a bandit. And when you join Al-Qaeda, Boko Haram, ISWAP, ICC, then now you have now reached to the rank of general, not lieutenant general. You are now a general because you can now affect every corner of Nigeria negatively with your terrorism activities. And what is the solution? Now, then Christopher Musa said the solution to this problem is good governance. That good governance must be on ground. before you talk of solution. Because all what brought the whole problem in Nigeria that Nigerians are facing today is bad governance. Then my question is, who brought bad governance? Who is a bad government? Who is running a bad government in Nigeria that have created a job for armed robbers, kidnappers, rapists, terrorists, and bandits? Because when there is no job, then people can create job for themselves. And this was his answers. So I want you to pick something from Musa's speech. One, Musa understood clearly that Nigeria is under attack. Musa knew it very well that Tinubu's government is more than autocratic government. Tinubu knew it too well that the person who orchestrated problems that Nigerians are going through today is Tinubu. Nigerian military knows it. And the same Musa went ahead to talk about lack of food, insecurity, intimidation, or kidnapping. Why there is no food in Nigeria, food scarcity, and the rest of them. So he went ahead to make mention of the activities of bandits and terrorists, especially in the north, precisely Sambisa Forest, that is Borno State, and Niger State. So now that this issue of banditry or terrorists activities in Nigeria have stopped people from going to farm. And when people cannot go to farm, how can they get food? And how can they survive? So, but the government refused to channel his face on that side to tackle the issue of insecurity so that people can have food to eat, so that people can go about their normal businesses. And when you look at, you are dying of hunger, no job, no hope, and then the next thing is, since terrorists are not being killed, they are not being arrested, nothing is happening to them, they will do whatever evil they want to do and get away with it. So the next thing is for you to join them and make money, because everybody needs money, everybody likes money. My people, I want you to understand what I'm saying this moment. And I want you to make your comment constructively on the comment section. I want to say, for those people who are accusing Simon Ekpa forcefully, should stop. People who are insulting Simon Ekpa should stop. People who hate Biafran agitators should stop. People who doesn't want Biafra to be restored should stop their wickedness and hatredness on Biafrans and on Simon Ekpa, because it is clearly stated here that by General Christopher Musa, the Nigeria Chief Defense Staff, that Simon Ekpa and Biafrans are completely innocent of the terrorism activities going on in Nigeria. banditry activities going on in Nigeria, because listening to his speeches in Abuja today, you will see that the whole thing going on, the evil going on in Nigeria today, is being constituted by Tinubu and northern leaders and Fulanis who claimed to be the one who helped Tinubu and put him in Aso Rock. So nobody should insult or accuse any Biafran person forcefully, because I believe that it is not good. And if you are the one being accused for no reason, I don't think you will be happy. So what Simon Ekpa is doing is simply fighting for freedom of his people by telling Nigeria government to let Biafrans go, since Biafrans are not part of Nigeria, because they have been ostracized for over 60 years now, and they have been marginalized, nepotized, sabotaged. So Biafrans are not in the agenda of Nigeria government. So for this reason, they don't allow them to remain in Nigeria in peace, and they don't allow them to participate in anything that Nigeria government is doing. So, which means Biafrans are not needed in Nigeria. For this reason, for the interest of peace, let Biafrans go. And the Nigeria government said he will not let Biafrans go at the same time. Now, what did you want from Biafrans? And how do you look at the Biafrans? And what do you feel in your heart when you look at the Biafrans that they are? Are they animals or they are human beings? Well, Tinubu feels like he is very handsome and at the same time very rich, and as well, nobody is like him. But I want to quote him wrong, in the sense that nobody is like Tinubu, even in Nigeria. Nobody look like Tinubu, and nobody resembles Tinubu. And if Tinubu is a child, and I'm looking for a child from God, and Tinubu is the only one that remains in the hand of God to give to me, I will tell God, hold it to yourself. I don't need a child that look like Tinubu. I don't need Tinubu as a son or a daughter in my life. Let me be on my own. So let his claims remain with him, as nobody is like him. And that is superiority complex that is worrying him. He's suffering from superiority complex. And for this reason, he has segregated the whole Nigeria. So Hausa people are not anything to him. Biafrans are not anything to him. Other ethnic language in Nigeria, Tinubu does not see them to be human beings. It's only Yorubas he valued. But for his information, administration comes and administration goes. In fact, Tinubu shall be alive and witness the restoration of Biafra nation in no distant time. So what I'm telling you here is that today shall be the last day that the Nigeria Chief Defense Staff, Musa, will ever open his mouth to insult